Welcome back to Unhinged. I'm Jade James, your trans and traumatized adult toddler. And today I want to talk about something that's genuinely blowing my mind right now. And that is because I'm looking around at my life and I'm realizing that I never learned how to adult. And I don't mean in a quirky, haha, I hate doing admin kind of way. I'm talking like I'm an adult, I function, I'm competent, I handle responsibility if it's handed to me. But when it comes to taking care of myself or managing myself or directing my own life, my brain just turns off. And what's confusing is that I'm obsessed with cleanliness, for example. I can scrub and sanitize and make things sterile and controlled. But ask me to tidy my own bedroom, and I can't. And that's ridiculous until you think about what's happening. Because cleanliness has rules, like there's a right way and it reduces threat. And tidying requires decisions, priorities, and internal direction. And my brain is just like, no, thank you. And that's the part that's really hitting me lately is I've spent my whole life learning how to respond and not how to initiate. So if you give me a reason to do something, I'm unstoppable. A job, a role, a responsibility, or an expectation, and I'm on it. But with no reason or no demand, there is nothing happening. And this got me thinking about when I was a teenager and I lived alone briefly. And I remember some days when I had, nothing planned. And even if I needed cigarettes, I wouldn't even leave the house. Not because I didn't want them, not because I was depressed, uh, because I had no reason to go out, no instruction and no external prompt. So I'd just stay inside for a day, sometimes two. And that wasn't laziness, that wasn't my brain being annoying. It was my brain saying there's no task assigned. And that pattern followed me into adulthood. So I didn't learn how to take care of myself. I learned how to be useful. I learned how to perform or how to cope or how to hold it together when someone else needed something. But no one taught me what to do when no one was asking anything of me. And now that's the gap that I'm kind of standing in. And I think what's hardest is how dependent I've been without ever consciously choosing to be. And not dependent in a helpless way, but dependent on structure, on partners, on routines, on work, on being needed. Because those things gave me direction. And without them, it kind of just feels like I'm falling through space. So that's why this current phase of my life feels so destabilizing. Because I'm realizing that I now have to relearn everything. And I got to do that without another person to anchor me. And I've never known how to do that, and that's terrifying. And here's the part that I do need to say out loud because this didn't happen because I failed at being human. It happened because I survived. I was built for structured survival, not self directed living. And those are different skill sets. So now I'm here as an adult learning things that most people learned gradually and safely. I'm learning how to give myself a reason, how to move with demand, or how to exist without waiting for instruction. And it's humiliating and sometimes really overwhelming, but it does feel honest because for the first time, I'm not pretending that I understand something I don't. I'm saying it out loud. I don't know how to do this yet. And that weirdly feels like the most adult thing that I've ever done.